Did I study for my New Testament finals, part 3? Picking up at, just in second period, we are picking up at 1st through 3rd John. 1st John is written regarding an interesting issue, which was Gnosticism in the early church. Gnosticism, brief tangent, is a belief system in which it's kind of considered like a secret knowledge. It is a secret interpretation of scripture, and it is a belief that, Gnosticism comes from the Greek word gnosis or gnoskos, and let's see, it's like gnosis, I think. And it is, I think the root word is gnosis, comes from the Greek word gnosko or something, which means knowledge. And this idea of Gnosticism is that salvation comes by knowledge. It also has the tenets of the beliefs are that Jesus was not human, but rather a full spirit, so he didn't have any humanity in him, and he came more of as a teacher. And that for certain select people, they have this like spark sort of that makes them also divine like Jesus. There's other interesting beliefs about Gnosticism, about how God kind of broke apart into like truth and wisdom, and there was an offshoot of truth that was kind of like sin and stuff, and we are like kind of parts of God. It's a really interesting belief, but it's incorrect, and the author of 1 John was trying to correct that errant belief. And basically saying that, don't listen to those people because they're basically trying to deceive you. And then second, the interesting thing about 1 John was it was written less like a letter and more like a homily or short sermon. It's thought to be written by the Apostle John because of its literary similarity and thematic similarity. But it is not known for sure. It is, the title of 1 John is, he literally says his name, which is atypical of John. But it's also like, it just says John. It doesn't really specify, which John. And so that just leaves a lot of ambiguity. The second letter was written, the author called themselves the elder. This one was more so of a letter, but it was more of a letter to the community rather than to any specific individual. It was basically saying, stay true, keep loving each other, don't be friends with those Gnostics, that type thing. And 3rd John was the most similar to a letter in which it was personally addressed to Gaius, showing appreciation, and then it was also rebuking someone else that I don't remember. Jude, also, it's possible that Jude was also a brother of Jesus. Jude draws Old Testament allusions and draws off of pseudo-epigraphical literature, which I don't remember what that stuff is. It also is almost preface Revelation in a way because it talks about the judgment that is coming inevitably. And then Revelation, high overview is that Jesus is saying, hold on. And Revelation speaks of God's love in a highly symbolic overview of what presently is happening in the churches and what is to come. But we should get wrapped so much in the message of what is going to come rather than what is, which is that we have a hope in God's soon return and to be prepared. So that was all the books of the New Testament. I might do a video on Paul's journeys and his imprisonment. I might cover a little bit more on Gnosticism or Hellenization. Honestly, I don't know. We'll see what I can think of. Anyway, peace.